Ready for our first, what we call buckets in New Zealand, miniature road racing machines, buckets. And this is a class that started in the Air Force bases when people says that old bucket of, well, whatever you want the second word to be. Let's get those old buckets out of our back of our shed and start racing them. And it's been going since, I think, the late 70s officially, early 80s. I can remember Ohakia particularly and Woodburn going to bucket racing in the very, very early 80s, and one of the best races I've ever seen is the Ohakia Grand Prix, because all the bikes were a similar size, 150 and 100s, sometimes 125 to 4 strokes. Now I think there's a few 150s have actually crept into there, but they had them around the streets of Ohakia Air Force Base, and of course the size of the streets was perfect for the bikes. You know, they were just narrow lanes there, and it really was it was just perfect. You know, just you had the big cemetery circuit with its big wide streets and Manfeild here and all that sort of thing, but the bikes fitted the circuit so nicely. But already underway here, and we've got a good field there. Actually, it looks like we've got possibly up to 16 riders according to my screen, and a good thing. And a lot of the junior, the other classes we've got here have moved up into this class as well, and of course it's not just Mini Moto stuff there where you do it amongst other people. Bucket racing is New Zealand wide, and quite a, you wouldn't believe the number of people that come out of bucket racing and have moved up the food chain. New Zealand Superbike champions have certainly done that over time, and lots of people, Avalon, Biddle. The list is just endless. Andrew Stroud, he didn't start in buckets, but he certainly, even in the last 5 years, he's been out on the bucket track and having such a good time. Clinton Durham out in the front. Looks like Clinton Durham is out there in the lead with, I think, George Fennell there in second place. This is according to the timing screen, so that is bike number 78. Indeed it is. Bike number, does they even have a number there? That's right, they'll have to get to a bike shop this afternoon before they turn up tomorrow maybe. Get those numbers on the bike, at least better than no number whatsoever. Can't quite see that bike in second place. I was looking at it side on, but the numbers should be on the front and the side. So 78 goes through there, and this is a 6-7 lap race. Indeed, it was George Fennell there in second place, Jordan Walters there, and then we go through to Carlos Thompson there on supposedly bike number 9. Tyler Waters is on the 22 with a very small sort of set of numbers there, and Adrian Carr there in 7th place goes through there, looking at the Ctas timing screen there, which is indeed a 6 laps with 5 to go. Right, Grant is further up. We're in the commentary box next to, well, just along from the timing people, next to the timing people, and then you've got race control, but Grant is actually, I think, up on the roof filming this. He may be actually down on a level below us. He sometimes goes upstairs. I haven't quite caught up with him, and sometimes, and got static cameras as well. I know there's at least one static camera coming along the front straight. Trying to look out there, we move across to the static camera there. This is live broadcast, and of course it's all recorded for in the future, as we see a bit of passing going on down that front straight. So back to the timing screen. Jordan Walters there in second place on bike number 62 is indeed the fastest on the track at the moment. A 152.514, a 152.664 for the lead by Clinton Durham. Third place, George Fennell. Then we've got Carlos Thompson. He's in a 54.437, so a couple of seconds away from that. Good racing up there. But that looks to me like one of the little R15 Yamahas. It's still got all its indicators on. Must be a road bike at the same time. In the old days, in the Castrol 6 hours, some of the riders would ride here on their bikes, put some number boards on there, and do the racing. That was part of the thing. The bikes weren't as extremely modified and didn't have to have a lot removed. There was no fairings on the bikes in the early Castrol 6 hour days. 1973 they started here at Manfeild, and indeed the first few years, a lot of the bikes, a lot of the races were run solo, 6 hours solo. Some of them had 2 riders. Occasionally they had 3 later on in the piece, but guys like Graham Crosby and Ginger Malloy. I think Ginger Malloy won the first one, then we had Graham Crosby won several of them. Ginger, from memory, won 3 of the Castrol 6 hours, you can imagine, and all on one tyre. It wasn't till about 1983 that they put 2 tyres. They were going through 2 tyres on their bikes, and then as it progressed into the about 1987-88 was the last of the Castrol 6 hours. They were doing the tyre change every hour on the rear, and then changing the front ones, brake pads and all that sort of thing. So you can imagine running what would be today's current superbike class could run for 6 hours on one tyre, but of course tyre life has changed, and so is the safety and all that sort of thing. So right, back onto the track, and we've got another fastest lap. Initially it was Clinton Durham, then it was Jordan Waters, and now we've got Carlos Thompson doing a 51.738, and he's back there in 4th place. So still Durham leads on the bike number 78, then 62 Jordan Walters, George Vanell on number 6, and Carlos Thompson on number 9. Then we go to Tyler Walters, James Patrick, Adrian Carr, Sloane Frost. It won't be Sloane, actually Sloane Frost on number 6. It will be Sloane. Twice New Zealand Superbike champion, Nick Sutton, Nixon Frost there on the number 99 machine. In behind him, Roger Emerson. He's got a question mark in there in front of Roger, so that means that the entry is not too clear on whether it is indeed Roger. Corbin Robinson and Theo Manley, that's the top 12. Paul Emerson, Mark Emerson. Paul Emerson's in 13, Mark Emerson and David South look like the DNS, which is it did not start. 1 lap to go, the white flag is out. Where is the lead bike? We're having to have a look around now, because I've been looking at the screen there. I can see that lead bike coming through into turn 3. It would look like, yeah, 78 there, goes round the outside of young Nixon Frost on the little KO bike, new to New Zealand, these KO machines, and it looks like to me that'll be Clinton Durham on the 78 machine. So quite a few lappers to go past. It's up to the following rider to pass safely. The lapper just has got to stay doing what they wanted they were doing and keep on doing that. So Clinton Durham there takes the win. Laps 7. So it must be a 7-lap race. 1 lap to go. It's still saying 1 lap to go on the screen. I'm confused. The checkered flag's out. That's it. You race to the checkered flag. Jordan Waters in 2nd place. Carlos Thompson. He was the man that was running the fastest lap at a 1:51.609. He moved up from 4th into 3rd place. Then we had George Vanell push back into 4th. Tyler Walters on the 22 machine goes through there in 5th place. 88 is James Patrick. He's in the 7th place position here in Manfeild for the 2021 Mini Moto GP. We have another flag coming out there. What do we got? Got a problem down the end of the front straight? No. These times at 6 is coming through. I'm trying to work out how the bikes are coming through the start-finish line and how quickly they're coming and registering on their timing system. Number 6 has gone through, Sloane Frost. Sloane Frost a long way back. They were in 8th and 9th positions on the last lap, but looks like Sloane's gone through. Trying to recognise which motorcycle he's on. Looks like all the bikes are off the track, and some of them are still showing that they've only registered 7 laps. So let's go back to the beginning.